It's been 367 days since the Amex witnessed Alireza Jahanbakhsh produce a moment of magic to kick off 2020. Since that expert overhead kick we endured a year that nobody could have predicted, but the Albion battled through, and here we are kicking off 2021 against a Wolves side full of Premier League pedigree, but one that the Seagulls do have an impressive unbeaten Premier League record against. In fact, the Albion have only lost one of the last 12 encounters with today's West Midlands visitors. Good run this from Adam Webster, gets away from a couple of Wolves men, finds Leandro Trossard. A few step overs, then just cuts back. Got the better of Ait-Nouri, but then just slips at the vital moment. Does get a cross in, and it's gone to Connolly! Great work from Trossard. Didn't give up, the slight slip, ball comes in, and Connolly with the deft touch to flick it into the left corner and give the Albion a lead just after 12 minutes. It's just his second of the season, Aaron Connolly. And he's repaying the faith shown in him by Graham Potter. Fantastic work from Leandro Trossard on this near side. You feel as though he slipped at the crucial moment, able to get the cross in, and then it's a beautiful finish from Aaron Connolly. Knew Patricio was coming. Any kind of touch would redirect it in the way of a goal, taken expertly by the Irish international. Semedo now out to Traore, will try to get the better of Solly March once again, outside of the boot, ball in. Lewis Dunk away, only as far as Moutinho, and then Neves with the strike. Well, that's his kind of distance, Neves. Whether it be on the volley or the half volley, he scored some absolute wonder goals. And he tried it again. It did drop for him well. The layoff from Moutinho. And maybe Bissouma doing just enough to put the Portuguese international off. But it will be another corner to defend, this time from Wolves' left, this near flank. Moutinho with it then, driven back to Semedo, gets it all wrong, may still get it at the second attempt. Lewis Dunk's there to try and snuff it out. Then the header comes into the top right corner. It's the equaliser from Romain Saiss, his second of the season. Well, I said he likes scoring around this time of year, and he's done it again, Romain Saiss. Well, it was a decent driven ball from the corner out to Semedo. His first touch isn't the best, but he's able to latch onto it and then provides a decent enough cross for Romain Saiss, leaning back, able to get enough purchase on the header just to perfectly find the top right corner and level it up at one apiece. Bit of space here for Yves Bissouma. Solly March is to the left of him, still going Bissouma. Does eventually find March. Bissouma once more. Maybe looking to the top right corner of the goal, instead leaves it for Webster, and the overhead kick came in from Connolly. Well, an acrobatic effort, gets everything behind it, Connolly. A few feet either side of Patricio, and that would have restored the lead. An excellent effort from Aaron Connolly. Denied by Patricio. Semedo redistributed into the area, but Burn unopposed, clears as far away as Neves. The switch is on. And picks out Neto perfectly, chests it down, and then tries to beat March. Gets the shot in, cracking save, but this is going to go in off Dan Burn for an own goal. Well, there's a slight deflection on the effort from Neto. Sanchez gets something on it. It was a cracking save. And then it's an unfortunate series of events as Dan Burn helplessly puts it into his own net. It's a decent switch of play from Neves initially. Neto over on the right side now. Gets a deflection off Solly March. Sanchez with a great save. Important stop, but goes straight into the knees of Dan Burn. And all of a sudden, with 34 minutes played, Wolves have the lead. Well, every time you see the save from Sanchez, it looks better and better. But then every time you see it go in off Byrne's knees, it doesn't look so good. Played forward towards Connolly. Saiz knew he needed to get the header on that. Connolly was lurking. But now here comes Semedo, space ahead of him. Able to just burst away there from Trossard. Now it's Traore, faced up by Byrne, and Trossard gets away from Byrne far too easily, and the decision is penalty. Well, it's not Dan Byrne's night. He scored an own goal, and he's just given away a penalty against Adama Traore. Well, as soon as Traore got away from Dan Byrne there, it spelled danger for the Seagulls. And it's not a pleasant look for Dan Byrne. Not far off the ball, but doesn't look as though there's any solid touch on it from Dan Byrne. So it will be Ruben Neves for a chance to extend Wolves' lead from the spot. Sends Robert Sanchez the wrong way. And it's Ruben Neves' first goal in just under a year from the spot to make it Brighton 1, Wolves 3. Confidently struck penalty into the right corner. Gives Robert Sanchez the eyes and then strokes it into the right corner. Well, that mountain, unfortunately for Dan Byrne and Brighton, he's getting bigger and bigger by the minute. So Graham Potter and Billy Reid already showing some signs of intent with a couple of changes, but I'm sure they will have revved up this Albion 11 to try and get back into this. The onus very much on the home side now. They'll need a bright opening, and it is the Seagulls who get us underway. First touch for Zakiri. Here's Mopé early on in the second half, just a matter of seconds in, and then he's brought down. Penalty Albion. Perfect start. I make that 11 seconds into the second half. And it's Zakiri with an instant impact. Wins the header, flicks it on for Mopé, moves into the area, and then Moutinho can't have too many complaints. Mopé hauled down, and the VAR check is complete. Decision is penalty. So Mopé with a chance to make it 6 for the season. He does, straight down the middle. That's exactly what the Albion needed, just a matter of seconds into this second half. Mopé makes it Brighton 2, Wolves 3. And if that doesn't give the Albion belief, I do not know what will. Thumped straight down the middle, confidently past Rui Patricio. And Mopé, well, he looked confident enough when he stepped up. Brighton will start again. Hour played. And certainly Brighton look the favourites at the moment to get the leveller. March, repelled away by Semedo, out for the throw. Well, it was a great first touch from Leandro Trossard. Decent ball in at the first time as well from Ben White. So it's with the Seagulls again. Play forward to Mopé, back to goal. Decent close control there from Mopé. Exchanges passes then with Solly March. He's got Byrne on the overlap, trying to get there ahead of Traore. Traore just barges his way back into it, but Dan Byrne will watch it out for the corner. Good play that from Dan Byrne, just trying to marshal the strength of Traore. Well, Lallana's just stuck his coat back on, so maybe he's going to just keep himself warm for a few more moments to see what happens as Solly March and Leandro Trossard hover over this corner. Hand goes up from March. It is the left foot of March, but towards Webster off the bar, and Zakiri it falls to on the rebound and places it over the top from point-blank range. Lovely delivery from Solly March. Webster rose the highest to strike the bar, and Zakiri can only prod it open. Excellent header from Webster, and what a chance it was for Zakiri to open his account for the Seagulls. Dunk now, bit of space here for Proper, who turns out. Gets over to Veltman via Trossard. Now in field, maybe for the first touch of Adam Lallana. He was confident it didn't come off him, and it will be another Albion corner, this time from the right side. Away swinger into Lewis Dunk, and there it is! The Seagulls level it up! Webster smashes the crossbar a few moments earlier, and then the captain steps up to the plate and makes it Brighton 3, Wolves 3. Another fabulous delivery into the box. Dunk with his eyes on it the whole way, and heads it down perfectly into the floor. There is a slight deflection on it. Lewis Dunk is not going to care. That will go down as his second of the season and levels it up. So all the Albion players in their own penalty area to defend. Towards Sanchez. It's a decent claim from Robert Sanchez. And now you can see Trossard fly forward. Going to try and get there ahead of Kilman, and the referee has bring a halt to, well, Trossard pokes it in, but the whistle had already gone from Andy Madley. Well, it was quick thinking from Sanchez to set away Trossard, and it's just those high hands that mean that there was no decision to be overturned from Andy Madley's initial decision. There you can see the hands were up from his perspective, and there was nothing clear and obvious to overturn that at Stockley Park. Traore will want to spring one more attack for the visitors. 3 Brighton men around him. Lewis Dunk sliding in, and there's Otasawi with a great chance. It's the final action of the evening as well. Adama Traore, who's been a thorn in the Albion side all evening, but you have to say that is a wonderful point earned for the Albion. 3-1 down at half-time. An immediate response through the penalty, which Maupay dispatched. And then 25 minutes later, the captain steps up and heads the Seagulls level. It's finished here at the Amex. A thriller. Albion 3, Wolves 3.
The Albion are finally back on home soil for the first of 3 games in 10 days here at the Amex, and they're in need of home comforts after a bad week in what has otherwise been a fabulous season. Now in Ciso. And Ciso will attack Semedo. Estepinian's on the overlap, and Estepinian will get there. It's a good cross as well. Looping beyond Bueno and pretty much everyone. Full to Veltman. Veltman goes low. Welbeck, and it is touched in. No flag. Or is there a flag? Brighton look a little confused. They don't know whether to celebrate. He's looking on nervously, isn't he? Particularly after Wednesday. Let's see if the replay clears it up. Estepinian with the overlap did really well. Looped across to the back post. That stretched the Wolves' defence. March to Veltman. In low. And he looks onside there. Welbeck with the touch, and Undav prodding it in. I think this will stand. I think Dennis Undav has his first Premier League goal and Albion have the lead, but it is going to be checked by VAR. Welbeck's flick, he couldn't really miss Undav. Steered it in confidently. Brighton lead Wolves, and it's the perfect start for the Seagulls and for Dennis Undav. Wolves, conceding that goal, have now gone 14 Premier League away matches without keeping a clean sheet. It's an unwelcome, unwanted record. They've really struggled to keep things tight away from Molineux. Now Enciso is bursting forward. Semedo's trying to get back at him. Enciso's away. Undav's ahead. Gross is there. 2-0. A brilliant finish from the German. He was there exactly where he needed to be. Pascal Gross calls for more noise inside the Amex. He's an absolute hero here, and understandably so. What a brilliant, brilliant player he's been for the club. Look at this, Enciso clear down the left-hand side, rolls it into Gross, and that is calmness personified. No panic from Gross, opened up his body and steered it well beyond Sarr. Albion double their lead, and Wolves look absolutely shell-shocked. Look at that ball. Enciso, Semedo, oh, and it's come out to Welbeck, and he's passed it over the crossbar. It's no exaggeration to say Albion could have been 4 or 5 up, and the game isn't even 20 minutes old. Neves, over the top it goes. It's going to stay in as well. It's a really good ball. Neto will want to get in on his left foot. Brighton know that. It's rolled in, and it's far too easy to get a shot off, and Jason Steele makes an excellent reflex stop. Neto clear on the right-hand side and just wandered into the area to give it to Núñez. Steele with the stop. Webster comes through about 3 bodies to win that one, and then Gross with so much time and space, it's frightening from a Wolves perspective. It's Enciso again, working his way forward. Enciso forces it to Gross. Gross! Oh, what a goal from Pascal Gross! Magnificent! Absolutely magnificent! Unbelievable technique from Pascal Gross to control it, get it out of his feet, and then unleash one into the corner past the despairing dive of Jose Sarr. Enciso involved again. He got it out on the left-hand side, got it out of his feet, looked up, found Gross, great control, and that is stunning from Pascal Gross. What a finish, what a performance from Brighton. Far, far too good for Wolves. Oh, it's one you want to watch again and again. Jose Sarr well beaten. Given away, look at that. Lemina straight to Enciso, and Enciso's beyond Lemina. Sarr with the save, and again he makes the stop with Undav, waiting to tap it in. Lemina hangs his head in shame, and this is why. Just gives the ball, literally just passes it straight to Enciso, then doesn't make a tackle. Sarr forced into the save. Could have been another. Wolves give the ball away for the umpteenth time. Gilmour spreads it to Enciso, and he'll keep that in. What a great ball that was from Gilmour. Enciso driving at his man, back to Estupiñán. Estupiñán into his favoured left. Great cross. Welbeck's there, and Danny Welbeck makes it 4. So simple, so effective. Albion look home and dry before half-time, and Danny Welbeck gets on the score sheet. Richly deserved for a fantastic first half display. A goal brilliant in its construction. Gilmour out to Enciso. Estupiñán so casually almost, just getting it onto his left and clipping it straight onto the head of Danny Welbeck. Look at this from Estupiñán. pops it to the back post. Welbeck unmarked and powers a header in at the near post beyond the despairing dive of Sarr, who's had minimal protection. And Cissokho gets it across, and Welbeck is going to get there first. Danny Welbeck ahead of Dawson. Infield it goes, it's going to drop for Undav. Brighton toying with their men, march over the bar. The Albion absolutely toying with this Wolves defence, picking their way through, finding passes at will. Webster and Cissokho. Drops for Welbeck. Welbeck! 5! 2 for Welbeck. 5 for the Albion. And the scoring shows no sign of stopping. Julen Lopetegui can't believe it. He's reshuffled his pack at half-time with a treble change, but it hasn't stemmed the flow of Albion attacks. Great football again. Into Enciso initially, his touch didn't reach the intended target, but as it was cut out, no one moved towards Welbeck. And Welbeck just picking his spot beyond Sarr. Beautifully done from Welbeck. And Wolves kick off again. Absolutely beleaguered away side. Lovely from Undav, and through for Estepinian. No flag. Estepinian's in for his first Albion goal, but it's blocked. He just couldn't get it out of his feet. Neto scoops it in, and oh, Steele! It was left for Steele, and it wrong-footed the Albion keeper, and he did well to just to flick it away. Oh, and they've won it back here, and the chip. Oh, it's fantastic! Dennis Undav with an absolutely exquisite finish for his second, and Albion have 6 for the first time ever in the Premier League. Sarr rolled it on his studs a couple of times, and then they just lost it. For the umpteenth time this afternoon, they lost the ball. And Undav, that is absolutely outrageous from Undav. Mitoma playing a key role in hounding the ball back. Undav collecting one touch, looked up and dinked it over the goalkeeper. Now Undav, they could be in for 7. They're queuing up. Caicedo, oh, he tried to touch it off for Buonanotte. What is happening here at the Amex? A stunning Brighton display, but Wolves offering as much assistance as they possibly can. Buonanotte curls it into Caicedo, helped on for Gilmour. Gilmour just past Jose Sarr's upright. Dunk. McAllister. Over the top it goes for Estepinian. Estepinian! Oh, Estepinian. Second time he's come close. Still, it won't go in for him. And there is the final whistle. Albion bounced back following a bad week in some style. A record Premier League win for Brighton. It's also a club record 15th top-flight win of the season, and it gives them 52 points, equaling their best ever tally from last season. Some afternoon for the Seagulls. It ends here at the Amex. Albion 6, Wolves 0.